little late getting out from my trash stashing today. Had a pretty full week. Went over to Dwight's house, which technically he's my ex-husband, but mostly he's my friend. We've remained friendly over the years and help each other out. We're still family. He's the one that, if you saw my other video, I mentioned he had gone into the hospital with a severe gastric bleed and just about died. He coded on us 3 different times and just a multitude of things. Well, that was the 1st of June. It was around the 4th day of June. He stayed in the hospital almost a month, not quite. Got out. He seems to be doing well. He's still got some things that he has to do. They have to check his blood and different things like that. But overall, he's coming back strong, and, you know, God took care of that man, that's for sure, because he had 34 units of blood, ultimately, is what was given to him over that few days, and with the surgery and everything. So he's walking a miracle. And I talked about that in the video. Well, today is a couple or 3 days after I went out to his house and helped him get some household stuff done. He had just moved into a new house the week before all of his medical issues happened. And so he is just now, this is the middle of August, and he is just now getting back in the groove and being able to get some things done around the house. So I went out there and helped him with that. And then, not really an exchange, he would have done this anyway. But today we have been working on car stuff. Miss Daisy, I mentioned the car that I'm in right now, the air conditioner had gone down in it through tinkering and messing with it and all of that. He got the air conditioner running again, and he says he's not a mechanic, but apparently he has magic somewhere. So he got Miss Daisy running again, and then he said he wanted to start on my Montero. I've got a 2003 Montero, and since I sold my van a while back, my work van, I don't really have anything to put a lot of items in, you know, to use for my business. I have to use Miss Daisy, and she's a Saturn, so just picture that. I've been able to manage, but it would be nice to have the SUV back to do what I need to do there. Multitude of issues made it go down, and that's been almost 2 years ago. Well, my son-in-law is really good at things, but he wasn't able to get it running again, and he's been a trailer mechanic and everything else, and just kind of got to the end of what he knew. Well, Magic Hands Dwight went over there today, and he actually got the Montero running. So we took it back out to his place, and he's going to tinker with it a little bit more. So you may get to see Millie, the Montero. I always name all my cars, you know, I'm one of those goofy people. You might get to see Millie in some of my video. I used it. It was the first car that I had ever bought solely on my own, all by myself, and I bought it brand new in 2003, and this is 2019. So I've had her all of her life, ever since she was 4 miles old, and I have been on a lot of trips, beach trips, and a variety of other things, and it was kind of to the point that I was thinking I was going to have to sell her to somebody that could put money into her, a new engine or whatever, and that may end up, you know, being what goes on. But I was going to have to do that or scrap her. When I decided to head out tonight, I had thought about that, you know, about how many times we get to the end on what we know of something. We kind of exhaust all of our possibilities, and we do what we know, and then when it doesn't work, we start doing something else, and then eventually you just kind of get to the point that you just want to throw your hands up and say, well, I just don't know anything else to do, so there must not be any other options or any other solutions. eBay has been extremely slow. this summer. Creeping along for most everybody. Now, I've had some really good sales, don't get me wrong, but I'll have a really good couple of days of high dollar good sales, and then it'll just bottom out for 2 or 3 days. Won't even have a sale, or maybe have 1 or 2, but it's like $8 items or something like that. Not enough to pay my full-time living. And so I geared up marketplace and did some different things, and it's kind of like Tracy, my son-in-law, trying on my car. He tried seafoam in it. He put in an alternator, and he put in a new battery, and we did a variety of other things that I can't remember because that memory is almost 2 years old, because that's when the car went down completely. He tried a variety of different things, and then came in one day and said the dreaded, well, I'm kind of at the end of my capability. Do you ever get like that? Gosh, I know I do. I am a full-time reseller. I am a single person. This is my only income. If I don't make money, I don't eat. There's a lot of us out here. There's a lot of us that don't have insurance unless we can buy it outright. There's a lot of us that are feeding families, and that we're single resellers, but we're feeding families. I'm fortunate in that all my children are grown up, and we all live together, and we all help each other with the bills of the household, but I still have personal bills and things like that that I have to take care of. I have arthritis and have had it since I was in my early 30s, and there's days that I just physically have a real issue getting up and getting going. And if I don't do it, nobody will, because I'm the one that's doing it. And so, if you try and try and try, and you just feel like, you know, you're hitting your head with a 2x4, sometimes you have to stop hitting your head with that 2x4 and say, daggum, that feels good. And that's kind of where I've been, and kind of the picture of the car thing, you know, kind of goes with that. You get to a point that you say, okay, I'm done, and I'm going to put it away for a while. And funny, because a lot of times if you go back to it, you see it with a new perspective. You see it with new eyes. You see it, you know, hey, I didn't try this before. I couldn't see the forest for the trees kind of thing. And I think all of this with the car and all of that was just kind of a miniature picture of, you know, I need to put down some of eBay and pick up some other things. So I did that a couple of weeks ago. Actually, probably close to a month and a half ago. And I've always been some diversified. I've always had some things on Etsy, a few things on Mercari, a few things on Poshmark. I've sold a few things on Marketplace, those type of things. And I just sat down and I had a real good talk to myself, and I said, you know, if something's not working, start ramping up something on one side and ramping down on the other. And just move it around and jiggle it around, and like on the car, squirt some seafoam into it and see if you can get it running in a different fashion. That's what I did about 2 weeks ago, and I will conservatively put it out to the universe that my eBay store is actually gearing back up again. Now, some of it's going to be the time of the year, that this is just a natural upswing. Kids get back in school, you know, people are back from vacations, people are wanting to buy again, they're doing the, oh my goodness, how many days is it till Christmas, you know, all of those things. Plus, I think a lot of it hand in hand goes with people like me that are resellers that are going, oh my goodness, nothing is selling. List. And we start getting really, really busy doing what we should be doing all along. Gearing up our business. Just keep listing it, keep listing it, keep listing it. So I think it's just kind of a perfect storm, that happens this time of the year and things start gearing up again. But in my business, I've been selling a lot of clothing because it's easily attained from the men's store. When you can get a cacique bra for 30 cents and sell it for $15, that's just kind of a no-brainer. This is what we do. And then you start shopping those Play-Doh sales where they're 90% off, and that starts working for a while. And, all of those things were working for a while, and they got my business going. But I kind of lost my first love. My first love, and the reason that I'm in the type of business that I'm in at all, whether it's in the estate part of it, whether it's in the private selling part of it, whether it's in the sourcing part of it or whatever, I love hard goods. I love vintage items. I love collectibles. I know about these things. I have a gut for them. I just gravitate towards those type of things. I don't mind taking photos of them. The hardest part of it is shipping them because you don't want them broken, and you have some variables there. But overall, for me, and only me, it is so easy for me to sell hard goods. I don't get returns. People buy what they like and they keep it. It's just kind of a total win situation for somebody like me. And I sat down when eBay got just really, really slow there for a while, and I thought, what am I doing? I am trying to sell things that I just really don't have any commitment to. And if you don't have any commitment mentally to something, you're sure not going to have a commitment of time and your resources, financially and otherwise, to something if you just don't have that joy and that drive in your business, the passion of it, And that's kind of where I was. Well, it's kind of like with the Montero. I kind of lost my passion about that car. As much as I'd had it, it was my baby. I loved that car. It had seen me through a divorce and everything else under the sun. That car had been a lifesaver to me in a lot of ways. Subliminally, I guess. It was like I said, it was my first car that I'd ever bought by myself. It represented something to me. But there was a time that I had to put it away for a while. And I had to regroup. And now I can pull it back out again, see it with fresh eyes, carry on, move forward with it, and that it becomes something that is helpful to me again. Well, that's kind of where I am. I want to be the person that sells hard goods, that finds those treasures for people. I want to hook people up with those things from their childhood. I just love selling those type of things. I I so love it. And I can buy these things, even hold on to them for a little while and enjoy them myself, for a little while, and then resell those things and get them to somebody that can enjoy them as much as I have. And that it just gives them pleasure to have these items in their home. It's not going to be like something that they just wear, for a couple of months, and then it's like, oh, I'm tired of this. I'm going to sell it myself on eBay and get rid of it, or whatever. That's not going to usually happen with these hard goods. It's going to be something that they're going to add to their own collections, or add to their decor, or add to their life in some way. And just to me, that's just, that's just like an A+ as a reseller. So, that being said, there's a lot of people that are fussing about Etsy, the way that they've changed the way that their fees are, and search and all that. I really don't care about that, I don't like certain things that the different platforms make as part of their platform. I think it hurts everyone. I'm not saying that does necessarily, but I'm I'm saying that there are always going to be things that I'm not going to like or whatever, and I need to just go with it. But the type of things that I sell will sell on Etsy. It will sell on eBay. I'll be able to sell some on Poshmark because of the home goods being opened up. And I'm just going to get rid of my clothing. I'm going to sell it in bags, and I'm going to sell it in bundles to people that have a passion about clothes. And I'm going to sell it so cheap that they will be able to make plenty of money off of it. They will search me out to pay me to do this. I have bought this stuff so cheap, and you make your money on the buy. I have bought it for pennies on the dollar, that I'm not going to lose money. I'm going to make some money and at least get my investment back. I'm not going to have anything that I'm just going to do a total giveaway on, even selling in bagfuls like this. That's going to free up my eBay. That's going to free up my store. I'm going to get old items out. eBay's going to go, whoa, what's she doing? And that's going to give me a bump, just a natural bump in clearing out old dead stock and things like that anyway. So I'm excited. And then hopefully I will have my Montero full of these treasures that I'm going to be able to be pulling out of estate sales, other people's estate sales. And I love going to an estate sale behind another company and selling the stuff for high dollar that I've bought on the third day for little or nothing. There's just a total kick in doing that look what I found at this estate sale that was either priced wrong and don't get me wrong, we all do it. I'm sure I did it quite often on my own estate sales, that we just miss something. Not everybody can be an expert in every item. But I just love going in and finding this stuff, finding these treasures, and then hooking people up with them, So if you follow my eBay store and my Etsy store, you're going to see a change over the next month. I'm going to start cutting out the clothing unless it's vintage. There's going to be certain things. Cacique bras I will sell. Those are things that I can put in there and they sell right away. That's easy money. I'm hoping around 15% of my store to be those type of items that I know that are just, it doesn't fit in with the hard good things, and it doesn't fit in with the vintage and all of this, but 85% of my store I would like for it to eventually be the hard goods, vintage, those type of things. And I'm going to see how much of an uptick by this time next year I have in my business. I bet you I'm going to have a lot of it. And the cool thing about it is, I bet you my Montero is running this time next year too, because it was given a second wind. I'm excited about that. Sometimes, and I guess, in all of my rambling just now, I'm doing a trash dash. I'm sure you figured that out. I'm driving all around trying to find junk to sell. Sometimes we just need to step back for a minute, get a second wind, and then rush at it again. And so if you're to a point where I was and you were ready to say, well, I'm at the end of what I know to do, sometimes that's the best place to be. Is just to get to the end of whatever it is that you're doing, step back, and then get a second wind and start doing something else. Just as long as you make sure that you keep doing. Just keep doing. Stay consistent, stay focused, and keep doing. I hope everybody has a great week. Sorry about my rambling, but Rhonda rambles. Happy junking, y'all.